So tell me everything. You got a new job.
Yeah, I did. So yeah, it's crazy. I wasn't expecting it to be honest. Like basically, I was before this job, maybe not even like a month ago. I was working at an FBO, and I was on Facebook one day on one of our pilot Facebook pages here out in Texas, and someone posted a job opportunity, and they were look it's at an aircraft dealership, and they were looking for AMPs, aircraft sales reps, and social media manager. And I was like, you know what? I actually have a background in social media management, so we'll see how that goes. And I sent them in a resume, and I also put in some pilot information up on the top too. And I swear, I sent them an email. I went to go cook breakfast and I missed a phone call from him.
Hmm. That was
Yeah,
quick.
it was like really fast. And I called
Wow.
him back and he was like, "Hey man, your resume just popped in like at the perfect time that I was looking for people who were going for this social media role. Do you want to do an interview like today or in a couple days?" I'm like, "I don't have time today, but I'll come in like 2 days from now." So I went in and we did the interview for the position. And he also noticed, he was like, "So you're also he's like, you're also a commercial pilot too?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm a commercial pilot." And he's like, "Oh, so if I were to ask you to go," he's like, hypothetically, if I were to ask you to go, take content video for us and deliver a plane ferry, would you be able to do that from like here to California?" I'm like, "Yeah, I would. Yes, actually."
Right.
Yeah. So we, I told him, "Man, just let me know and I'll put in my 2 weeks in my other job and I'll come right here." And yeah, it just happened like that.
That's great. And you're how do you feel about are you paid salary or is it an hourly
I'm
thing?
I'm paid salary.
Are you happy with it?
I'm very happy with it
That's
actually.
good.
They're taking care of me very well. And even though the primarily I'm like their social media manager, it comes with the benefit of flying.
That's great. So how
And
much flying have you done since you started? So you've been there, what, a month?
I no, I've only been here for this is my third week starting with
Okay.
them. And last week I went to Sun and Fun, the air show out here in Florida,
Yep.
and they told me, they're like, "Hey, do you want to go to Sun and Fun, take some content, and we're going to showcase an aircraft down there. We have a Turbo 206. You and another pilot will fly down there together." And I was like,
Did you get to
"Oh,
log turbine time?
I did get to. Well, it's not a turbine, but I got to log the
Oh, that's
what
sorry,
you call it.
turbo. Sorry.
Yeah, I got to log what you call that, just the high performance time too.
That's great.
Yeah, it was awesome. And the best part about it is that these aircraft are like brand new, brand new airplanes,
Wow.
G1000, and autopilot and everything.
Nicely done.
Yeah,
Nicely done. You could hang out there for a while.
actually, yeah, I was thinking about it. I'm like, man, I could stay here for a while. And the cool part is like next week or in the next upcoming weeks, they're gonna get me checked out in one of their Turbo 182s. That way I
Oh, very
could
nice.
also do some local flights or whatnot and repositioning. And then, take videos, of course, too.
This is great. I mean, I can see why they jumped at it because they kind of get two for the price of one with you.
They really do. And I feel like, it does come with like a big benefit because the company it does, um, they do hire what is it called? Contract pilots to do the fairing, but kind of works out that I'm already on their salary too, so they don't really have to hire somebody. And the crazy part was, I know when I interviewed for the position, they were talking about how they do the delivery, and they receive dozens of emails all the time from
I
just
bet.
contract pilots or pilots trying to get hired on as a contract pilot. They get tons of emails, and I feel like I'm very fortunate. I kind of like bypass the system a little bit by coming in with like a different skill set.
You did, and but it's not unethical or slimy or anything. It's great. It's right
No,
above
yeah,
board, and you kind of it's kind of entrepreneurial in a way because you have this
Yeah.
one skill set, but you used it to kind of take care of two things, which ultimately we are hired to take things off the boss's shoulders. And it doesn't matter what industry that
Hmm.
is, it's just there you go. And it works out for them because they already know you,
Hmm.
right? They've trained you themselves.
Hmm.
So, because that's always the thing with these contract pilots, like they hopefully will have a roster that they can trust over time, but they already know you. And it is funny with the ferry stuff. I think people get the wrong impression of it because it's not that consistent. You may have actually stumbled upon one of the rare consistent ferry flying jobs out there. A
Hmm.
lot of the times, like you've seen, you'll bring in a contract pilot, you might get once every 6 weeks or so. Like it's not that consistent. It really
Hmm.
isn't. And
Yeah.
so, again, great work. And
Thank
you
you.
were just in such a good position because you're already in the business. You're in at an FBO. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So,
Yeah. I knew that I've been at the FBO probably about 6 months prior to this, but I feel like that helped me out a lot. And it actually, also kind of gave me a different perspective about aviation too, more of like the business side and the
mm,
commercial. Like a lot of going into like I guess starting my aviation career off, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go to the airlines or something, or become an airline pilot or whatnot. But after working at the FBO, I'm like, oh, these business guys seems, this is pretty cool. This is really cool stuff. And then now that I'm sliding or that I'm at this job now, I'm like, oh, this is also really cool too. Like I talked to one of the lead sales reps here that I went on the cross country with, and he was just telling me, he's like, yeah, man, uh, I do this. I sell airplanes, and the airlines wasn't really his goal, but he's really happy doing this kind of stuff too. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah.
I love it because honestly, whatever you think the job is until you do it, it really is based on some romantic notions.
Hmm.
And the best thing is just stay open because you don't know what you're going to stumble upon that actually suits you.
Yeah.
I never expected to be in floats this long. I really didn't.
Hmm.
I thought it'd just be a little bit of an itch to scratch and then go on, but you just try it out. Give yourself time. Don't do it. Don't give yourself 2 weeks. Give yourself 2 years.
Hmm.
Honestly, just to first year, you're just getting your feet wet. Honestly, if you're going to really do this right and care about the details. And the second year, you start to really explore it, because now you're comfortable. You're really comfortable. So I love what you're doing. I love it
Yeah.
because it's these, I find people with these kind of careers are the happiest. I've met quite a few retired airline pilots who have used their experience to go do some other things, and they love it. I talked to this one guy who was just in Vancouver because he flies for a family,
Hmm.
and he flew for the airlines and says, "All I've been doing is flying airplanes in super cool situations my whole career." And he just said, "I have stayed open and I have had the best career, no regrets. I love it." And he was
Yeah.
in his 60s with a big smile on his face,
Nice.
and I'd say he won because I
Yeah.
there is something about the majors that does suck the fun of flying, and I don't know what it is.
Hmm.
I'm trying to get to the bottom of it, talking to friends who are in it, because I just don't know what that is because I want to kind of avoid it. It's not everybody. I have a friend who flies for an international major and he just loves it. I mean, there's problems with his schedule and stuff like all the
Yeah.
usual stuff, but the actual flying itself, he loves flying these
Hmm.
types of machines at this level.
Hmm.
So, um, but back to you. I just love all of this. So, we've worked together.
Yeah.
So before you signed up to the program, how are you kind of conceiving of your career, how to get in? Like what were
And
you thinking?
man, so I start when I was at the FBO. My thought was, I'll finish my commercial, do the CFI route, maybe get into a cadet program or whatnot, and yeah, start instructing. But the crazy part is even out here, like at in our area too, getting a CFI job is hard too.
Not a
Nowadays, like
guarantee.
it's not a guarantee, and that I would when I was at the when I was fueling flight school airplanes, I would ask like some instructors and some of like the what you call that the management of the flight school. I'm like, hey man, like so how's you guys' CFI hiring or your classes? And they're like, hey man, half of the people we take, half of the people that we do train in our flight school, we don't take. And that was like really nerve wracking. I'm like, hey,
Hmm.
okay, well, even if I invest my money this way, I'm I'm not even guaranteed doing something like getting an actual flying job. So then I started looking around, and then of course your program popped up, and I was like, you know what? Let me let me try to get a flying job before the summer comes around, before it gets too hot to fuel airplanes at the FBO or something. And yeah, that was my original plan, was to just try to chance be getting a CFI job, and hopefully I get lucky. If not, either time build on the side, but even that can be expensive too.
Really expensive.
Yeah.
And so we worked together, and did you take anything out of that led to this position?
Yeah, definitely. I know for sure right off the bat, like helping out with like the resume writing and everything, like that was like the first, I think, big accomplishment. And it was really helpful that you helped me kind of like put my military experience and my FBO experience, because that's what the kind of hard work that people are looking for, into something. And then after that, we did some interview practices and everything, which I felt really helped out in this situation. And yeah, like this interview process, I really didn't talk that much, to be honest, in my interview.
Excellent.
Yeah,
That's the best ones. If they're doing all
yeah,
the talking, they like you.
yeah. I didn't really do much talking in my interview, and I feel like it was a lot more. I guess they're looking for like a right fit, like a right personality too, to be part of the
Yes.
company, and that helped out a lot.
Well, I love working with military because you guys don't know how to sell yourself.
Yeah,
And it
yeah.
feels so satisfying to help you guys tell your story. Because first of
Hmm.
all, this happens all the time, is when people work with me, the first thing they say is, well, it's not aviation, does it even matter? And boy, does it ever matter. It really does
Hmm.
matter. So yeah, and I'm so glad because aviation interviews are unique.
Hmm.
They're not what people think, and a lot of the time it's vibe because
Yeah.
without that team sensibility, it just falls apart. And I luckily work for a company now where they are super conscious of it. They know they got something good and they protect it. So
Mm.
the interviews, I just talked to someone who's funny, an Instagram follower who's going to become a colleague. And he said, I'm not sure if that was actually an interview. I just went into the office and chatted. Oh, that's the interview. They
Yep.
were scoping
Yeah.
you out,
Yep.
to see if you're going to fit with us because we have a very particular vibe. So it sounds like if they did 80% of the talking, it's a total
Yeah.
success.
It really was. It was about 80% talking, and I think the rest was just feeling the vibe.
And what was the vibe? Did you get a sense of it as soon as you walked in the office?
As I walked in,
Or
I
did it
want
take
to
a while
say
once you started the interview to percolate?
I'd say once I started the interview, then I got the vibe. Like walking in, I felt like, you're walking to like a dealership, not really, but kind of like the doctor's office,
Yeah.
having the person at the front there. And then when I actually got to interview with the person or with my boss, it started going very well. And I was like, oh, okay. And now I see what this company is like. Yeah. And then the next day, actually, I got a follow-up phone call from the president of the company, and that actually was like, I think I really got the vibe from him, how really friendly, and like it just felt a lot was it personable or like family oriented at the
Mm.
company too. So I think his vibe is what really was like, oh, okay, I kind of like this company.
That's a big deal because really companies are a reflection of the top. They just
Hmm.
kind of are.
Yeah.
Sometimes you might find a disconnect where, and I've worked for a company like this once where everyone was just fantastic at the ground level, the pilots, the mechanics, the front counter staff, and one level of management above. Then there was this disconnect with the C-suite folks were just all levels of incompetent, but had a relationship with the owner.
Yeah.
But that's pretty rare to see that. Normally it's really top down and, you know, and it sounds like they're successful. And of course, the kind of business they're in, they have to be personable. It's a
Yes.
people business.
Yep.
Hmm.
Yeah. He actually, we had a kind of like a new employee meeting yesterday with the actual president of the company, and he came down here. And yeah, it's very, from him, I'd say from him all the way down, even just interacting with a lot of the employees. And a lot of these employees have been with the company for a long time, between,
Great stuff.
eight to their lead mechanics has been with them for 38 years, kind of thing. So,
That
it,
is huge
yeah,
because good mechanics are in demand. They can kind of go wherever they want to.
yeah,
Huge. Wow. So you landed something real good. I'm really
yeah,
happy for you.
yeah.
Oh, well, all I can say is stay in touch. Let me know if you need anything. You
I
know,
will. I will stay in touch.
and if also if you want to talk about how to add this on the resume, because the resume has got to be a living thing.
Mm-hmm.
As you add stuff, do it before you need it.
Okay.
Therefore, it's always good to go because all you can always add a new job that is start date until present, and then just list what you do.
Yeah.
So
That's
feel
actually
free.
really smart. Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I will do that.
Yeah, do it
Oh,
before you need it. It's a really good
okay.
thing because then there's no stress. You can kind of sweat over every word so it just captures it. And you can add stuff as your role changes.
Hmm.
It's I just find it's the best resumes are really you can feel that they're a living, breathing thing, that this is
Hmm.
a snapshot of where you are now, but you're still growing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. I did
Yeah,
I did update my LinkedIn profile, but I think I will probably do my resume too while I'm at it.
do it. Send me a copy and just send me a PDF and we'll get it looking like $1 million because this is something to be proud of right at the top.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Isaac, couldn't be happier for you. I love it. I love everything about this. It's just I want to see people in places that really suit them. Even
Hmm.
though, we a lot of people will just take any flying job in the beginning as long as it's safe just to build time. But it's nice we can go that extra level where it really suits you,
Yeah.
you know. So this suits you. So well done,
Yeah.
sir. Well
Thank you.
done.
Thank you, John.
And if you need anything, just drop me a line. You know where to find me.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, fly safe, and we'll talk to you hopefully soon.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
all the advice and the mentorship.
Pleasure. And let's keep it going. We're on a roll here.
Yeah. If you need help with anything too, just let me know.
Deal. I like it.
Okay.
Definitely a
Yeah.
deal. Okay. We'll talk to you
Perfect.
real soon, Captain.
All right. Thank you.